The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Go Cowboys! This is Media Mash, a roundtable of Cowboys insiders dropping wisdom and offering sizzling takes on the current state of your Dallas Cowboys. Now, your host, Newy Scruggs.
Welcome to Media Mash. Welcome to Media Mash right here on DallasCowboys.com.
Sponsored by who?
We're working on it.
Okay, nobody.
Working on it. Working on it. I mean,
Hey, good Mark. We have to call John Hickman. Dude, I thought y'all had a top marketing team. You can't get this sponsor?
JJT Media Group can get it sponsored. We handle marketing.
sponsors barely shine away from you right now. Your woke agenda.
Bigger than me. I got no agenda on Media Man.
He is most trusted. Clarence Hill. All City Dallas. Good to see you.
How you doing, Newy Scruggs? And all that red.
I'm good. It's free.
It's red.
It's free. I got on. This is free.
Oh, yeah, man.
It's free for the college football playoff.
But that,
It's free.
that violates one of the rules, I was told.
Hey, look, man. Jesse Holly already tried to run me down. I said it's free. You want to give me something free? You want to give me something free from Carolina? Go and give me something free. Okay. I pulled. It was cold today. Went in the closet. What's free?
Next thing to go have a black and gold
listen,
sweater.
I know you got
free.
I know you got a big closet. You got more than that in your closet. That was a choice.
That wasn't a wet
That was
joke.
not a cold choice. That was a choice.
Joe Hoyt, good to see you.
Hey, good to see you.
Congratulations. Good to see you. The married man, Joe Hoyt.
Joe missed 2 games. He got married, but he like unplugged. I'm out.
I did, and now I'm back. I'm plugged in.
Good.
I'm ready.
All right.
Hey, you know what?
Tan, too.
A
Listen.
little bit of tan.
Joe went to sandals. You know, he didn't go to hedonism though. You go to hedonism.
No, I didn't go to hedonism. You keep asking about that, but I didn't go.
He a newlywed. He's supposed to be enjoying
I didn't get that
Sandals.
timeshare either, like you did. You know,
The problem with sandals, and I've been there, is just, and I'm not I don't drink alcohol, but the little cups.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you can't get jiggy with this.
just
I
have
need
to
like 4 of them.
No, those pours were light.
Yeah, so you need like 4 of
But
them.
were they
man.
strong?
No, they were light.
How many pours did you get though? I mean, you know.
The limit does not exist. You
No,
know?
no,
Exactly.
but they just give you that little, like a little taster, like the same. You go to like the Sam's Club or Costco, a little taster. That's like what they're giving you. I need more.
Yeah,
I need more. But anyway, congratulations.
Thank you.
The author JJT is back. John Jack Taylor. I'm glad Kaiser Soze let you come back this
do
week.
that.
So
Don't
good to see you. Good to see you.
Try to keep a good man down.
He's every Wednesday, sir, unless he has another agenda arrangement.
Okay, all right. Let's just start with you, sir.
Let's do it.
You wrote something here. Brandon Cooks is happy to be back. So going up against the Commanders, the return of Mr. Cooks.
Yeah,
His thoughts in the locker room today.
Yeah, he's back. Designate him for return. We'll see if he actually gets cleared before Washington. But I thought the interesting thing he talked about was not only trying to bring an impact to the Cowboys offense, but he said he doesn't see a lot of joy on this team, which is pretty obvious. And he's like, I'm trying to make a spark to the locker room, a little bit of joy to the actual playing.
Joy.
Yeah, because I thought it was interesting to hear him say, like, yeah, it hasn't been good. 5-game losing streaks are tough, right? And it sure looks like that. So he's trying to bring a spark on the field and a spark of joy.
How do you do that?
For him, for winning is one.
Well, just joy in the room. Just how do you do that?
Yeah, I mean, strictly from, like, when you talk about Brandon Cook specifically, the guys look up to him. He's a leader, right? So I think him being in there and just kind of giving some kind of feedback there should help a lot. But to his point, the only thing to really cheer this up is some wins, and that's something we haven't seen here in a while.
Well, and it's also about perspective, because as a veteran, he knows you have to value every moment. And so it may not be joyful right now, but next year ain't promised for nobody. And I'm not talking about life. I'm talking about career, and so maximize these opportunities. And we've talked about the Zach Martin, and everybody's talking about, this could be the last year, maybe shut them down. If this is the last year he plays, he don't want to be shut down. You're a young man. This is the game you love, and you've been playing for long. You want to be able to play it as long as you can, while you can. And you got to appreciate these moments. And I know it's a bad time in the middle of this losing streak, but
It's all perspective. Cause much like you said, because you're playing professional football for a career. I mean, in the big picture, you've hit the lotto. And so, it's a raggedy time, and you got a raggedy team, and you ain't winning, and you're not going to win more than 3 or 4 games this year. Maybe 5. But
they've already won 3, sir.
That's why I said maybe they'll get 1 or 2 more, maybe. But, it's the holiday season. You can find reason to be thankful pretty easily.
Yeah, and I was in the locker room as well. And
lucky you.
I mean, we're the only ones in the locker room today, but that's a whole other story, a whole other conversation. But talked to DeMarcus Lawrence, and he's not ready to come back. He was going to see the doctor. But one thing he said, while y'all talking about Zach Martin retiring, that ain't on his agenda, okay? And he's not going to go out like this injured, and he will be back next year. The question is where, but he plans on playing next year regardless. Washington.
Everyone else is doing it.
It's the thing to do, right?
Yeah.
I don't expect him to see him anymore this year. The team is out of it. Get your foot right. There's no need to come back and take a chance on aggravating it before you go in potential free agency.
And you're talking about a guy that has been, I can't think of the right word, but he knows how to take care of himself. I mean, when he got his money, I ain't finna do the surgery unless you pay me, right? Okay? So he is not going to sabotage his future to play in a meaningless game against Washington in the season finale.
Okay.
That's what I mean. I don't expect to see him in play anymore this year. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, he's a savvy veteran.
So at this point in time, let's just have an honest conversation about Tank. Should he be a Cowboy next year?
I still see value in it and the right money, especially with it.
What's the right money?
That's a good question.
Like I said, that's the problem because what's the right money for the Cowboys, right? What's the right money for Tank is going to be a whole different conversation. But, this was a fluke foot injury. This is not something that, because Jordan Lewis had a similar injury and he's been back and has played well and it's not been an issue. What he does, he still does at a high level. And he can still be part of a solution. It depends how much it costs. Certainly you have some young guys you want to play. I don't know anybody has shown you they can replace what he does. And the sad part is the guy who potentially was going to be able to do that, Marshawn Nealon, has been hurt. The rookie. And we haven't really had a chance to see him. But, yeah, I think there's value in bringing him back.
And it depends on your roster construct. Are you a real contender next year?
I think as long as you have a quarterback making the money he's making, receiver making the money he's making, what you're potentially going to pay Micah Parsons in this short window, as long as Dak is your quarterback, you have to look at yourself as a contender. You shouldn't be looking at yourself as a rebuilding team with that type of money you're paying a quarterback, because it makes no sense to be paying a quarterback that type of money if you're on a rebuilding project.
Question is, how old is Tank? Is he 30, 31?
30.
Sure,
I think he's 30. Yeah.
He and Zach Martin are oldest, longest tenured Cowboys. So Dak is 31. So I mean he's over that.
So
I mean, and it's funny,
he probably ain't getting no.
It's
deal
not like we
me.
don't have the resources to find out. I mean, why are we guessing?
Because we missed the conversation.
He's 32.
So
he's 32.
30, yeah. Well,
See, 32. I love Tank, but no, he ain't getting no contract from me.
And
you don't pay free agents in their 30s on bad teams.
So that you're hoping Sam Williams is healthy and ready to go.
They're not a bad. They don't see themselves as a bad team. That's your opinion.
No, the records say they're a bad team.
Well, they probably, and because I mean, I'm just saying, as you're constructing this team, you're trying to win. I'm not looking at myself. We're a bad team, so I'm not going to pay a guy that can help us win.
I'm not paying nobody who's 32 who get 3 sacks a year.
I also don't know what his market's going to be, to be honest with you, because he's not an edge, like a true edge pass rushing guy. It's going to elicit a lot of money in the market. I think that there's a way that the market isn't as kind as you may think.
If he comes for loss of money, you're gonna play him. Okay, you would rather him than you got. What's Lawson's here? Okay, you're gonna have guys on your roster, especially I think if Tank's on your team, he's probably gonna be a starter. And it's not about the sacks and what he does with the run and everything else. I would think about bringing him back for sure. I don't think his age would be an issue for me. I mean, I look at and we have different mindsets because I look at the guy in Miami, the big defense.
Calais Campbell.
Calais Campbell.
Yeah.
I wanted the Cowboys to sign Calais Campbell. He's been in the league 19 years. Duke can still get it done. You know, he's part of when you're trying to build a team, trying to build a defensive line. I want guys like that.
It's a young man's game. It's not the old man's game.
Okay.
I mean, you can frown, but it's a young man's game. Older players get hurt more often, freak foot injuries, and then they take longer to heal. Been out all year.
Well, Marshawn Nichols, a rookie, and got hurt with a freak knee injury. I mean, the game is the game. I'm just saying that. Generally,
Are you arguing that it's not a young man's game?
No, I'm arguing the fact that we're talking about one player. We're not talking about the whole roster of older players. We're talking about select older players you want on your team. And yes, you're going to build a team, a young team, because they're going to be young anyway. But as I look to add veterans or keep veterans or key veterans, here's some. I'm not going to say he's too old. I wouldn't consider bringing it back. That's not a non-starter for me. Maybe for you, that's not for me.
Okay, so I'm siding more with Jacques on this from the standpoint of you're rebuilding your team.
It's not rebuilding.
So you're a 3-7 football team. You're not going to have a winning record. What do you want to call it then?
I think their cap can.
You can call it what you want to call it, but where were they in 2015? And they won in 2016. I mean, you're not a team that's been down in the dumps. I don't think everybody can look at this as a mass rebuild when you're paying Dak that kind of money. When you're paying those guys that kind of money, you're paying to win now. You're not paying to start a rebuilding process. Is that why pay the money if you're? I mean, yes, this is a bad season. The record is bad, but I don't think they're looking at it as their core and say this is a team that needs to be in a rebuilding process.
I think you misunderstand. Okay, whatever you paid DeMarcus Lawrence, why don't I go get a 27-year-old who can do that? That's what I mean.
I remember I'm thinking 27, 29.
Why don't I go get Dorrance Armstrong from somebody to do that?
That's right.
Who's younger? Dorrance Armstrong still can't do what DeMarcus Lawrence can do when he's on the field. And I'm not again.
I mean, but he's on the field.
But I think he's going to get paid a lot more too, though.
But I guess what I'm saying is this: I understand the young mindset. I understand the rebuilding mindset, and I'm not. Again, we're not talking about the entire defensive line full of Tank Lawrences and Linval Josephs. I'm saying if I'm looking for one guy. As I look at, yes, I got Marshawn Nichols back. I got Sam Williams coming back, who's a young man that got hurt. I mean, it's a game. People get hurt. But as I look at this team, to say I'm not bringing Tank Lawrence back because he's 32 and old, I do have a lot of young guys. I still think there's some veterans I still want to mix in with those young guys, and he's somebody I would consider doing that at the right price. That's all I'm saying. It's not a blanket no. You guys are making a blanket no.
He can come at my price, but my price would insult him.
It may not. Listen,
the market might insult
you know what?
him too.
You know what?
He's always wanted to get paid.
Listen,
and he can on a championship caliber team. He's a lot more valuable than he is on my team.
Yes,
but coming off an injury too. To your point, I don't know how many teams.
The market's going to be low anyway. So. And I hear you, it may insult him. But like I've said a long time ago, and I've been this thing a long time, like you've been this thing a long time, you can't get these jobs on the street. Make that money as long as you can make that money. I remember a lot of people got insulted by the offer and decided to retire. Can't get $1 million on the street.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? That's insulting when you've been making $12 and $13 million. But you can't get that on the street. Insult me. And there's some people that understand, and Tank wants to play, and he wants to continue to play, and he understands his market is probably taking a hit. Insult me.
The one point I will put in your favor is that he might not be as insulted because I think he considers himself a Dallasite and he got 4 kids.
Yes, and he's home. Yeah. He got, a lot of things, but insult me because I know a lot of people insulted and quit and got mad at the money. As Jared said, don't let your money get mad. You let your money get mad, and then ain't nobody offering you a job and ain't nobody offering you nothing. You're sitting at home and you're not playing.
And then your wife gonna be mad.
So I'm just saying it's insulting is relative.
Okay, how about that?
When we come back, we're gonna let Joe talk.
We showing Joe what it's like to be married. You don't get a word in edgewise at the crib.
Jacques Taylor, Joe Hoyt, Clarence Hill, Newy Scruggs. This is Media Match right here on DallasCowboys.com.
Drawback finds Pearson. It's caught. Touchdown.
The Dallas Morning News delivers full press coverage of the Cowboys.
Bateman straight drop, throws it over the middle. Irvin in for the touchdown, Cowboys.
We cover your Cowboys from the preseason to the postseason and beyond.
Boot to the right. Looking down the field. Lamb. Victory!
Game by game, play by play. No one delivers your Cowboys like the Dallas Morning News. Connect deeper to the Dallas Cowboys with the Dallas Morning News.
I'm Cowboys alumni Danny McCray, here with Smoothie King asking, what's that sound? That's the sound of me sipping one of their power-packed smoothies with over 10 grams of protein. With real fruits and organic veggies, because at Smoothie King, what you see is what you sip. So grab a delicious Smoothie King smoothie, throw a straw in your jaw, and get sipping real. Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. #Be your own boss.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle?
Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys to get started.
Back to Media Mash.
All right, Media Mash, brought to you by nobody. Make you happy, Clarence?
Well, you got that cap red on. That's what I'm kind of worried about right now.
That's what we're gonna do.
I'm just saying,
You got this. You got to go that low.
Man,
Well, I tell you, man. Well, I tell you, for fraternity brother, man, you really
you chose red. You made a choice. You chose about that red. That bright red today. It's Washington week too. What's the Commanders' colors, Jock?
It's not that.
They're more burgundy and gold.
Not that red.
They red though.
But they're from Maryland.
They from Maryland. They got a little gold in there too.
Yeah,
You're putting Newy on blast for this. It looks good.
I'm a dial 952.
You know what, man?
I'm a dial 952, Jock. What you think 952? He got red and gold on today.
952 got enough to say grace over.
Joe, you don't know nothing about 952,
I know nothing about 952.
So that's Jerry's extension back at Valley Ranch.
Oh. See, I wouldn't know that.
When the players, well, you wouldn't know that. But when the players want to go over the coach's head, they dial 952 on the in-house. you can dial, they had an in-house phone, you dial 952.
That's hilarious.
Get Miss Maryland on the phone.
972-556-9955.
So who do I dial when I'm trying to go over your head?
The Lord.
You can't.
It doesn't exist.
Can you, John? Can you?
Such a hater.
Oh, no. Bro, you're a hater, a hazer. You have dialed it in. Got girls around here crying into me, dude. Ain't nobody dirty.
No, that's Calvin Lazar. That was not me.
That's you.
Jock.
I saw it that day.
Jock.
I saw it that day.
Jock.
Okay.
Jock.
What?
Who's the media room? Who the locker room czar? They got people kicked out the locker room.
I think it was Calvin Watkins. I didn't have this kind of problem under his presidency.
Kaiser Sorsay over here trying to act like he clean. Okay.
Anyway, can we get back to the Cowboys locker room?
Just the Cowboys in
I
general.
tried, but you the one jumping off the top rope, taking over the show as always, Spielberg. So Joe,
Santa Claus
yes.
Micah Parsons did not want to talk after Monday night.
Is he talking this week?
Yes. How long? What's it going to take? How is Tad going to speak with him? What are we going to do?
I mean, he says he's not trying to get fined. I mean, you had that Twitter interaction with him. He said that he was going to be there. We saw him today actually walking out, and the first thing he walked out of the locker room as we were walking in, and he says, Clarence, I'm here. So, I mean, he's ready to talk, apparently. So probably tomorrow, I'm assuming we'll get a chance to speak with him. Yeah. Hopefully. He did speak on his podcast where he did say that, he truly believes they're a darn good football team.
Based on what?
His own thoughts.
Okay, well, first of all, I'm the Micah Parsons whisperer right now. I'm asking him about me. I talked to Micah.
Oh, and I saw Micah today, and I gave you credit.
Yet?
You know, I didn't. I'm not on the podcast.
Yeah, when's the pod coming?
Walking out of the locker room, we did say, "See, I'm here." I say, "I need you up front and center, sir." He didn't show up today. I talked to the Cowboys media. The funny thing today is, as we were working our casus society, as you say. Listen, Micah's gonna be fine if he don't talk tomorrow. But not just Michael, because he ain't the only one. He's the one that got the name.
You got a list.
Oh, we got a list.
Oh, now that's some Calvin Watkins work right here.
We got a list, okay? So
Calvin got help.
We got a list. I'm like,
what's the fine?
Cheapest
$25,000. We're not going. It's the NFL fine. It's not our fine.
No, I know. That was my next thing.
So
you're required in your contract to
this
speak
was
to the
not
media.
just a. And so I was like, we're just not going to pick on Micah because he is the squeaky wheel, so to speak. There are a lot of guys who don't talk on a regular basis.
Okay, like who?
Trevon Diggs, Mozzie Smith,
Malik
Donovan
Hooker?
Wilson, Malik Hooker, and to that point,
Hooker talked today.
They call, hey, Malik Hooker's coming in. So Malik Hooker came and talked today, but it's not just Micah who hasn't talked. But getting back to Micah, I did talk to him after we left the locker room. He said he will be front and center tomorrow.
So
he will be front and center. He's avoiding the fine. He'll be front and center tomorrow.
Okay, when he did do the tweet to Clarence, it was Marshawn Lynch.
I'm here so I don't get fined.
Here so I don't get fined.
Yeah, but you know what?
Will he pull that tomorrow?
No,
he can't. He
can't
help himself.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to tell people, yes, it was cool and it was cute and I'm here because he was just laughing about it, But as I've been telling people, Marshawn does not like talking, period. Of course, you can't tell that now after his career, which is so funny. Which is so funny to me because I've seen so many players be like this. I'm not talking to the media. I don't like the media.
Then they run to get to the media.
Yeah.
As their career, they run to get to the media. You can't stop them from talking. But Micah likes to talk, which is why he has a podcast, and which is actually why he got in trouble. So he may, and he's all that mad, but he's laughing and joking and started tweeting back at me and which is, again, why he got in trouble in the first place. But as soon as you get him started talking, as soon as you wind him up, he may start with, I'm here so I don't just get fined, but then he going to pontificate as Micah does, which is why he was on his podcast yesterday talking about we're a good team, even though you're 3-7 and lost 5 straight games. He was also on his podcast making fun of Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz came out yesterday with a big tweet about coffee and talking about Texas are the best team and everything.
That was
so he and what then I tweeted back at Dalton Schultz. So you really didn't like them too or something. So he and Diggs were on that podcast laughing about that, talking about it'd be different if Joe Mixon did it. That dude didn't even do nothing in the game trying to talk trash.
That's how little respect people have for you these days.
Right. And it was funny to me because I was saying it during the game. You weren't there. I was talking to my Air Joe, my Invisible Joe, in the locker because I talked during the game. I don't know if you guys know that.
I'm shocked.
We can hear it. I'm third level up, and you're down.
So Dalton Schultz.
Yes, we hear that.
Dalton Schultz caught a pass, and about 10 Cowboys hit him.
They wasn't that aggressive all night.
What you say about that locker room?
Give him a little business.
Here's the distraction.
They gave him they gave him the business. But Michael said he's going to talk tomorrow.
So the thing with Dalton Schultz, I'm trying to understand. They offered you a deal, and you turned it down.
Hey, check this out, man. Dalton Schultz was the whiniest dude and the most softest mentally dude for a cat who never really. He had a nice year, but he wasn't no difference maker. Yet, I don't know, he carried himself with an arrogance that he didn't deserve from his play on the field.
Stanford arrogance.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go there.
That's true, though.
You're an Oregon guy. You can't really say that because you're biased.
A little bit, but they arrogant as hell.
Stanford arrogance.
The Cardinal.
So maybe that's what it is, man. But he got mad at somebody for something that they wrote last year, and it was it Calvin? And it was
Calvin.
Not even.
He and Calvin fell out.
It was not even like.
It was because Calvin talking about his it was 2 years ago when it was the cleats in Green Bay.
Yeah, I was there in the locker room when he said you need to ask people about the 7-inch cleats, and yes, and Calvin then said something about it, and then he got all. But he said it. It was one, you know, those typical things. Player says something, it's written. Then players like,
yeah.
Well, yeah, he's the same one. He was the one who went on the show last year with the kid from ESPN from about I can't even think of his name from Barstool.
Pat McAfee?
Yeah, he went on a McAfee show last year and was the first one to talk about the tours, like a zoo animal. He did that voluntarily, talking about the difference in Houston and why he was a zoo animal. People started writing about the zoo animal, made a headline. He stopped talking to the media. He stopped talking to the media in Houston because the zoo animal made a headline nationally. And so he stopped talking to the media. But it was something he said.
Right.
That's Dalton Schultz in a nutshell.
Well, even this last thing was him in a nutshell then, because like who has the thought process? Let me get 2 coffees, the black one, let me do the writing, blah, blah, blah. After your point, I had 1 catch.
And I'm Dalton Schultz.
1 catch, and I got punished on that catch.
He was franchised by the team. Got paid $10 million. They offered him a deal. Steven's talking about we offered him a contract. He thought he should have been getting David Njoku money.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he went to that camp, I guess the tight end summit, and then guess he thought since he was with them that he was one of them and, give me some Kelsey money. And let's be honest, how many guys have seen somebody get paid from Cleveland and think, well, I want that? Well, most people are like, no, that's Cleveland for a reason. They do stuff like that.
They do weird contracts.
Right. Cleveland has to pay you a lot of money. And so that didn't happen. I'm not talking about my contract. Then he got mad. And it was just very interesting that a guy
who's just a guy.
Right. Mm-hmm. He wasn't the Jason Witten next man. Wasn't that guy, but
He's good. He's a solid player.
It's a good player.
He's a good player.
It's a good player.
But he ain't as good as he think he is.
He wasn't going to get Njoku money. You're not Njoku.
Yeah.
You're not him physically. You're just, and it's not Cleveland.
And you
they
can't
don't have
block
to pay.
worth a flip.
Yeah. So okay. So I didn't know he was going to come back super mad at the team. That,
Okay, we didn't waste enough time talking about somebody like Dalton Schultz, man. Let's move on.
Clarence brought it up.
I'm being like Spielberg now.
Did I?
You did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Now,
We were talking about.
Sorry, tight ends.
No, we were talking about
Arrogant tight ends.
Micah Parsons, and you went back at that. We were talking about Micah Parsons.
Oh, because they brought up the Dalton thing about
Yeah,
hey,
no,
it would
you
have been
talking
Joe
about-
Mixon.
you brought it up from that. So you brought it up. So
But we took it and ran with that overrated dude.
you
y'all
went
took
into
I
Eric.
took my
You guys went into Eric.
accountability.
Someone mentioned Stanford.
Longhorn
I
called
passed
Stanford
out,
arrogant. Ohio State got
Even
called
Joe
arrogant.
piled on it. He don't pile on nobody.
No, I'm a nice
mean-
guy, but Stanford. Yeah.
I have respect for Stanford.
Can anybody get in Oregon? No, I'm just asking.
Anybody? Our
they ain't-
GPA's been rising.
They ain't
We're good.
ain't but 500 people living.
Have you
in the
seen
state.
all that NIL?
When you say been rising, that tells you about like Cougar how to get in.
Wow. Boy, I tell you.
Talk about arrogance,
Longhorn
yeah.
Buckeye, boy.
Yeah,
Longhorn
look at this
Buckeye,
arrogance.
boy. Y'all just
You got-
shame
we're up,
that
baby.
man.
Let's
Just shame
Just
that
think
man.
of the old
Shame
Pac-10.
that man
Yeah,
like that,
Pac-12. Yeah, Cal, Stanford, UCLA,
Good schools. Tough schools to get
USC.
Why are we talking about a conference that doesn't exist?
USC.
into. Tough schools to get into, man.
And then you got them North schools up there. I don't know. I don't know what they're.
Washington's a good school.
I would say Washington's a good
Oregon's got a great sports business program.
Oregon got Phil
we got
Knight money.
Nike.
Is it an AAU school?
No.
Yeah.
I believe
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
I believe it is.
Yeah. What?
Do you know?
Yes.
You know what we talking about?
Yeah. They play
Yes.
basketball. AAU.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying, right?
No.
It is.
They're not a research
It
school
is.
like that,
It
no.
is. It
I
is.
want to say it is.
Why are you dogging on
believe it
Oregon?
is.
I'm just asking. I don't know.
Why are you dogging
I
on the
really
number
don't
one
know.
team? The number one team in the
I don't know
country.
what your academic standards are. I really
The
don't.
Big Ten championship bound.
Let's get a break. Let's get a break. From the University of Texas alum, Clarence Hill. I'm assuming you went to Oregon, Joe.
I did.
Know. Okay, yes.
You didn't know he went to Oregon?
I did not know until today. The Ohio State.
We know they don't have no standards.
We one of the top research schools in the country, boy. You gotta shut up.
They are AAU school. Ohio State is. The Ohio State is. It is.
Oh, you ain't.
Not about them. Not about them.
I wasn't talking about, I'm talking Oklahoma Sooners.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking
Zero
about.
you.
I know what you're talking about. The outlaw program you always go after. I'm the proud Pembroke Brave. We'll be right back. Right here on the Media Mash on DallasCowboys.com.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Raising Cane's presents the other rules of football. Rule 1. Any broadcast without the express addition of cooked-to-order Cane's chicken fingers is prohibited. Rule 12. No crinkle-cut fries, Texas toast, or craveable Cane's sauce constitutes an illegal formation. And Rule 31. Anybody who loves to feed their game face is an eligible receiver of Cane's. When it comes to winning game day, Cane's rules. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love. Go Cowboys.
Drawback finds Pearson. It's caught. Touchdown.
The Dallas Morning News delivers full press coverage of the Cowboys.
Aikman straight drop, throws it over the middle. Irvin in for the touchdown, Cowboys.
We cover your Cowboys from the preseason to the postseason and beyond.
Boot to the right, looking down the field. Lamb, victory!
Game by game, play by play. No one delivers your Cowboys like the Dallas Morning News. Connect deeper to the Dallas Cowboys with the Dallas Morning News.
Hey, Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys to get started.
Back to Media Mash.
Media Mash. Jock Taylor, Joe Hoyt, Clarence Hill. I'm Newy Scruggs. Cowboys going up to Washington. Cowboys 5 straight games they've lost. They're the 3-7 football team. Dan Quinn is the head coach, who was the defensive coordinator here. His defensive coordinator is Joe Witt Jr., and Joe Witt Jr. going to want to put it on him. That's just my opinion from knowing Joe Witt. Haven't talked to him, but Joe Witt going to try to put it on him.
Well, maybe
in a
that's
Dan
because
Campbell-esque type way.
I was going to say, maybe that's because he wanted the D.C. job, and Jerry said, I don't want a first-time D.C. I'd like a guy with more experience.
No, there's no question.
Yeah.
This was Joe Witt's dream job. I mean, talking to Joe Witt, his dream job would be coach D.C. with the Cowboys. And that's what he wanted. He wanted it bad. He dreamed, he talked about this when he first started coaching.
Tried to manifest that thing.
Coming out of, Dad was a big-time coach, and he started coaching, and this was where he wanted to be, and so being here was a dream come true, and certainly he wanted to be the DC. And so the fact that they didn't give him the job, and I think Mike McCarthy would have hired him. I think he's right. Jerry wanted a veteran, experienced guy to come fix this defense because, again, and that's one thing we talked about in the locker room, he got dirty with some of that late season hate on Dan Quinn. And Joe Witt and Dan Quinn, got something to prove. Want to show people, because they're taking care of business up there. And I asked, we talked to several people in the locker room today, and I asked Jordan Lewis, who's become one of the favorites, because Joe gets it. Jordan gets it. He understands the media. He understands the talk. He has a pulse of the team. If you want to get a good evaluation of the NFL, the Cowboys, the media, where everybody's at, talk to Jordan Lewis.
Michigan man.
Yeah. Talk to Jordan Lewis. He really has a good head on his shoulders. And number one, they all still love and adore Dan Quinn. Talking to Hooker today, and they still adore Dan Quinn. And yes, he liked rap music, and yes, he wears Jordan. Yeah, he was kind of hip. Yeah, he's a player's coach. He still calls them. He still talks to them. They love Dan Quinn. They love playing for Dan Quinn. They love relating to Dan Quinn. But at the end of his tenure, there are a lot of Cowboy fans. They forget now. They got that memory after Green Bay. Or Dan Quinn, checked out Dan Quinn. There's something wrong with Dan Quinn's defense. All of this stuff. We need a new voice, and Zimmer's going to come here, and he's better than Dan Quinn, and all this other stuff, right? Asked Jordan about that. He said, "We still bad on defense. We still can't stop them."
He said they're not a good defense?
He didn't use those words, but he said we still got the same problems.
Yeah, no, it's interesting.
He said that it's deeper than that. We got the same problems. And then, so you can't, it wasn't on Dan Quinn. And those problems they had, that not being able to stop the run and things that they had that remain. So, no, Dan Quinn does not get dirty in his mind what happened in Green Bay.
Also, what happened with Green Bay was they were switching things up because of Stephon Gilmore's shoulder injury, so they had to switch up their defense entirely, and it didn't work, right? But that was something that was kind of forced to happen, per se. So long story short, I think to your point, I remember right after that, people were like, oh, God, don't bring Dan Quinn back.
Yeah.
I don't think that's aging well, frankly.
No.
And same thing with Joe Witt, to your point. I think he got touched by that. But you talked to Mike McCarthy and Brian Schottenheimer this week. On their own, they brought up how good Joe Witt was, specifically. They were asked about Dan Quinn, and they said, yeah, well, Joe Witt's got that thing humming. And he's got those players believing and fighting. And I think, to your point, this is going to be a statement defensive game for Washington. They're going to want it to be.
And good for Dan Quinn, because I think he's letting Joe Witt run the defense. He's the head coach, and he's not, you could be the head coach and offense coordinator. You could be the head coach and defense coordinator. We're letting Joe Witt, this has been Joe's dream job, and, he's letting Joe run the defense, and it's working out for them. But, yeah, this, the Dan Quinn hate started well before they got them little safeties and playing cornerback, and this whole scheme became a referendum on what's wrong with the Cowboys. Dan Quinn showing you can still coach.
Dan Quinn, Mike Zimmer have been let down by the front office. This is a team that's not been able to stop the run, and I'm sorry. You look at when Dan Quinn was winning Super Bowls with Seattle, what did they have up front? You look at what Mike Zimmer had in Cincinnati and Minnesota when he was winning games. It's up front. And the Cowboys, the general manager has not placed a priority on it. And when they did place a priority on it in the first round with Mozzie Smith, they missed badly.
Well, they did, but Dan Quinn was part of the decision-making. There's no way they drafted Mozzie Smith and defense coordinator didn't say, I want that guy. Yeah. Especially after they couldn't stop the run the year before, and they made a focus on stopping the run because they got Micah, they got the edge rushers. So Dan Quinn knew, and they all, because I remember draft day, and they all talked about our priority is stopping the run, and they identified Mozzie Smith as that guy. That was some of Dan's work now.
Okay, yes. Okay, that's fair. But I'd also say this: just one shot. That was it. Just one. Just one bullet. That's it. Spray it.
No. They did more than one. They drafted Sam Williams and they drafted.
DTs.
I understand that, but they thought and again, I don't know the way DeMarion is playing. If he don't get hurt this rookie year, because he was going to be a big part of the defense last year too. That may have made a difference.
They had one linebacker against the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, one starting linebacker.
But he may have made a difference. I'm just saying though, they tried at times. They went and got Gilmore. I mean, they tried to improve the defense of Dan Quinn. I mean, to say that they did nothing to help them improve defense.
I'm talking about the run, bro. The run.
You can't stop the run.
They can't stop the run. You'd have stopped the run last year. Before that, you knew you've been trying to stop the run. They haven't done it. Okay? They still haven't done it.
They drafted a first-round defensive tackle.
And that was it. Just one shot. Just three. That's what.
Well, if he kept his weight,
you could have gotten
330 pounds. He went down to 190.
Okay, so I remember the time when Bill Walsh had an issue with his football team, and he says, we need some defensive. We are bad DBs. So he drafted Ronnie Lott, drafted Eric Wright, and drafted Williamson. Put three dudes. Hey, we gonna address it and keep addressing it.
That reminds me of the year that the Cowboys drafted three cornerbacks in the same draft, and none of them could play. Kareem Larimore, Mario Edwards, and somebody else
out of Florida State.
Dwayne Goodrich.
Dwayne Goodrich in round 2.
They put some numbers, some draft capital at corner.
But at least they tried.
Well, they all had two of them had red flags.
And Mario was fine. He was playing fine until Dan Marino found him on Thanksgiving Day.
Mario was the lowest round of the picks.
Fifth round out of Florida State.
Six, yeah, he was just a guy. But lowest round of the pick. One of them was a weed head. One of them went and killed somebody.
That was a bad draft.
I'm just saying, man. You just boy, all the truth. I mean, yes, you're right. You're telling the truth. But
that's why he most trusted.
Gosh, I mean, you know it's bad when I'm at a strip club and I'm like, look at the play. Hey,
the who?
Man, I was at a strip club and Goodrich is there, and I'm like,
y'all locked eyes across the.
No, he locked eyes. Walked. Hey, how are you? You probably should go home.
No, stop it.
You should go home, man.
Stop it. You sound like the people that's hating on Trayvon Diggs, the CD, because they was in the club.
You wanted to know where the club was.
No, this was back when we knew Woody had like, dude, you are not living up to it. Like, dude, you should probably go. This was me actually just trying to be a good friend. Hey, man, you should.
So you was in the strip club being a good friend?
Yeah, I learned from you.
You was helping people.
I learned from you.
You was helping people get through college.
Yeah. Now I didn't have a Clarence Hill champagne room.
You help people get through college. Making it rain, you're in Goodrich.
I'm gonna leave you alone right now because I'm sure enough could be. I could be bringing you right on here.
You volunteered this information.
I tell y'all something.
You sound like Michael Parsons. You volunteered this information to the strip club. Now you mad that we focusing on it.
Oh, that's fine. I was a single man back then. So yes.
You used to have to hang out at the strip club because that's where the players were.
I learned from Clarence. You wanted to find your players, and Mondays was good times to go see cats.
And then you started seeing some coaches roll up in there. You get all that stuff.
Yes. Now nobody ever named a champagne room after me like they did for Clarence.
Lies.
You know,
you got a champagne room.
I was not mad.
Champagne
but
room.
I used to use his name to get in.
I mean, the rest of the story's adding up, so I have to believe that part
lies
too.
And damn lies.
Joe, I used to show up. Hey, I'm here to see Chill. Oh. Welcome.
Oh, I'm with Chill. Oh.
Lies. Lies.
I'm here to see him.
Oh.
Lies and
Is he at his usual table?
Lies.
Yeah, he over there.
There's a very good baseball report. It's like, hey, I remember the first time I met you, man. It was with Clarence. It was at PT's. Oh, yeah.
Lies and damn lies. That's not a lie. Lies and damn lies.
Hey, Newy beat so-and-so. He's new on the beat.
Yeah.
First of all, I had my computer. I was working.
I said he was at his usual table.
Yeah. You got Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
You plugged in?
Wi-Fi. That was crazy back in the day. That was one of the first places that had Wi-Fi. Yes, I was.
But you used to go there because the players used to be there, and you could have casual conversations there and get information. I mean, it was
you could.
Like we're being funny, but it was for real.
I'll be honest. One of the first things he taught me. I'm not even kidding. So
you have to go where the players are.
You got to go where the players are.
And then when they went to church, they started going to church with them.
Where they go now? The club.
I don't know. I was trying to see what seated they were Monday night after the game. What was seated?
Yeah.
They too young, man. I can't deal with the young folks.
Thank you, Clarence Hill. This was fun. Joe, now you know you're married. Stay away from Clarence. Don't hang out with Clarence like you used to. Mm-hmm. Jean-Jacques Taylor, keep doing what you do. I'm Newy Scruggs. We're producer Chris Beam and everybody here. This has been the Media Mash. We'll do it again tomorrow, right here.
I think he got us getting us out early. He wasn't trying to get the conversation over with.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!